Hello, please, can you hear me now?
Yes, we do.
Yes, please.
Hello. All right. So, welcome to today's session. As I said earlier, I am Emmanuel Mauto, and I'll be a moderator for today. Today we'll be looking at online branding and personal identity, and it's an urgent topic and it's also timeless. So, we've wasted so much time already. I want us to go right into it. Today we have two speakers who will be taking us through today's session. We have Francis Frimpong Boateng and Miss Ashley Agri. So if our speakers are there, they should just let us know. Francis, please, are you on the line?
I'm here, Mauto. I'm here.
Okay. Miss Ashley, please, are you online?
Hello. I hope you can see me.
Oh yes, we can see you, Miss. Great, 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 great. So today, as I said, we'll be looking at online branding and personal identity. And this is a great topic that I want us to delve into. Our first speaker is, of course, is the man. Is called Francis Frimpong Boateng, and he's known by many as FFB. He's not just a strategist, but a social media person. And I just want to quickly introduce him, then we start. Um, he's a social media strategist, a manager, and he is a recent graduate of KUST Political and Space. He is a passion-driven individual who believes that success can only be achieved through can only be achieved through being consistent. FFB is currently doing his national service at the KNUST Learning Center, where he had been involved in teaching and learning and how teaching and learning can be effectively done on the KNUST campus. He also handles the social media part of um, the KNUST e-learning center, and is also a part of the instructional design unit. Francis believes in God and he's committed to his faith. And he's also the social media manager for Kinky Haven and WhatsApp tech editor in chief for KNUST. So, Francis, you are welcome.
Thank you very much, Mauto.
Yes. Please, you can take us through the first section.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so just as you stated, my name is Francis Frimpong Boateng, and then it's nice to be here. Today I'll be presenting on online branding, and then we'll look at a lot of examples online using the various social media platforms we have. So I'll just share my screen and then we can start. Okay, so just the general overview of what online branding is. So just take a look at that before we begin. So online branding refers to how individuals, corporate entities, and then everyone wants to put out their image online, how they want to present themselves on the internet for people to see how basically they do their stuff and then leave their digital footprint so that people can be able to find them attractive and then know how to deal with them as time goes on. Basically, that's what it's about. So, okay. Yeah, so there are a lot of reasons why. Okay, there are lots of reasons why. Can I hear feedback? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear.
We can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you, Francis.
Okay, yeah. I was having the feedback that it wasn't so like audible. That's why I'm asking. Hello.
Oh, we can hear you clearly.
Okay. Thank you very much for the feedback. So, reasons why online branding is essential is because like it builds credibility and then trust. It expands visibility, strengthens engagement, supports business goals, and all that. So an effective online brand builds trust and then with their audience. So think of a brand like MTN and then Apple, how they've been able to make people trust their brand based on what they do. For instance, if you look at the case of MTN, they've been doing a lot of online activations. You see a lot of trends on a social media platform like X, where like you have all the influencers on the platform talking about how MTN has been, even in the case where they are at fault. For instance, recently where there was a rise in fraud with respect to MTN Momo, you had them running a campaign, an anti-cyber campaign, where influencers were talking about how it is not their fault, but then it is the fault of social engineering, how fraudsters take advantage of social engineering and then use it to defraud people, but it is not a lapse in their system. But later they came on to say there was a breach in their system, but then it was curtailed properly. Their brand as MTN was not destroyed; it was still kept in check. So basically, that is what brands do. And in the world that we are currently, you must take your digital presence very seriously because with just a spark, people can just destroy the reputation of the brand that you are representing. So basically, that's that. So it also increases the visibility, and then a strong brand spreads through whatever that they are doing, and based on what they do, people recommend them. People recommend them, and then ensure that like their brand is spread. So if I'm presenting my brand in a certain light, and then you are paying attention to that, you would realize that, okay, this is a trusted brand, and so I can take my business to them, I can patronize them, I can buy this from them. I hope you get what I'm trying to say. So there are some elements of effective branding. I think I've talked about this. There's some elements of effective online branding, which is the visual identity, authentic storytelling, engagement, and then value proposition. So with respect to the visual identity, it's more than just a logo. It's your fonts, your colors, and even how your profile looks. So we'll take a look at some of the profiles from some of the social media when we are looking at a test and every social media case. We'll take a look at how various profiles looks on most of the social media platforms, and then we'll be able to identify some of the things that will make our brands attractive when it comes to effective online branding. So with visual identity, everyone that is building a brand has to be known for something specifically. For instance, if I have an X account and I'm building a professional X account as a publicist, when you open my profile, you should have something in the bio that is telling you that I am a publicist. You know what I'm trying to say? Or if I am an author and then I am someone that writes a lot. Based on what I post on my social media platforms or online, you should be able to tell that this is exactly what I do, and then what I'm saying is actually accurate. And one of the things with social media and with branding and then the online world is that whatever you do, you must engage the people that are on the platform. You must engaging them in a way that, I mean, if you are on X, for instance, you, based on the engagement you build, I mean the interactions, the retweets, the posts, the comments, you build a network, you build a community around you, and based on that, I mean you build more on your network, and then as time goes on, your brand also expands. And based on what you post, I mean, if I'm posting valuable content on my platform, based on the brand I hold, my value keeps on rising, and then people see the relevance by which they should be associated with my brand. I hope you understand. Okay, so we will look at X, and then the brand we are looking at on X is um, the Twitter influencer Kalije, with his username as Jai. So Jai, which is Kalije, was engaged in the Fix the Country campaign. I'm sure a lot of people paid attention to it during that period. I'll just switch to his profile on X so that we can all see. Okay, I hope you can see the screen of the X. Like you can see Kalije's profile.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you take a look at Kalije's profile, he's now a business minded person. He says send an email to kalijebiz@gmail.com for business and whatnot. So Kalije, based on his tweets for some time, has been able to identify himself as an influencer that fights for people that are struggling, not struggling as in the sense of struggling, but then he's been talking about societal issues. He's been talking about things that are going on in the country. And he was able to come up with the hashtag fix the country when things in the country during the SR administration was going on. Some of the things that were going on in the country were not in good shape. So he decided to talk about it. Do you get me? And so he became known for that. Since then, his brand has been able to evolve into the present administration, where he's known to be a communicator for the National Democratic Congress administration, where he talks about some of the things that the president and then the government of the day is doing, and then he proposes that. So based on that, people pay him to advertise on his platform. His brand has become attractive. Look at how he built it. He built it by talking about some of the societal issues that a lot of people were facing at the time to currently where we are. I hope we get it. The next one will be TikTok. So with TikTok, let me open TikTok here. Okay. So with TikTok, there are a lot of accounts here in Ghana. Sometimes I wonder, it's very, very surprising how like a lot of people, everyone wants to create TikTok and then talk about some of the things that they are doing. I'm coming. Hello, please, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. So with TikTok, we look at another influencer like Asantwa, who has been able to make like meaning of social media based on what he's been able to create on her platform. So when you open Asantwa's profile, this is what she has. And she has like 3.5 followers, and based on that, people approach her just just for her to um post about them, and then brands that find her attractive to work with also approach her so that they can work with her. Basically, when you look at her profile, she just talks about what she's going through. Her content that she creates is lifestyle content. Is It's related to just lifestyle. So we just take a look at one of her videos. Um, so if you take a look at the video she posted, it was just like a day in her life, and then the stuff she's getting for a baby and stuff like that. But then if you take a look at the comment section, you will see her engaging the people on there. You see her replying to some of the comments. That is the engagement you are talking about. So based on that, the fans that are watching her video feel that they are sort of closer to her because she keeps engaging them and then ensuring that she keeps that community there. So they enjoy the content, they comment, she also replies them, and then at the end of the day, her brand becomes attractive to them, to her. I mean, another brand that is also very solid when it comes to TikTok is the DWP, the dance crew. I mean, they are always creating content, they are always dancing. That is dance with purpose. So, I mean, just take a look at just one of their videos. It's just that with DWP, they've been able to create like individual accounts, like for instance, on Endurance's account. So for Endurance, she's a Ghanaian TikToker with about 11.7 million followers. If you check her profile, it's just dance videos, and sometimes she creates like lifestyle content too. The way for a lot of people now is just creating lifestyle content, how their day is going, get ready with me, what they are wearing and stuff like that. I mean, if you take a look at this, they just just creating a simple video dance, just playing around, but then people enjoy watching her. Then you have them interacting by liking and then commenting on the post. I think that's okay for TikTok. It's a social media platform that a lot of people are using currently. So the next social media platform is LinkedIn. We'll take a look at this profile, Prince Dominion. So if you take a look at Prince Dominion's LinkedIn profile, he's been able to use his story, his work to inspire young Africans, positioning himself as a young advocate. So if you take a look at Prince's posts and then his profile, if you look at his profile, it says that he's a research and teaching assistant at K University. He's the founder and executive director of Bawunia Initiative. And then he's interested in research, that's policy and advocacy, very interested in leadership and then youth engagement. And very involved in empowering young people to maximize their potential. Now, if you take a look at some of the posts that Prince has made, he's always talking about leadership stuff, how to advocate for your youth. Recently, he was on Joy News questioning the minister of I think the youth or something, talking about some of the things that can help the youth, and then he posted about it. So his brand on LinkedIn is one that is very like impressive, and then he's been able to build it so that people will find that kind of personality that he has very attractive. So that is it for LinkedIn. We just take a look at Facebook and then we continue. So with Facebook, one of the accounts that is very notable there is Nanetia, digital content creator. He's a great example of branding through human connection. He talks about some of the things that is going on with a lot of people, and then he helps them by either taking donations from the people on his wall to change their lives. So his brand is more related to being philanthropic. He's always helping people. Do you get it? He's always trying to make help people based on what he posts on his audience. He has 300 and 382,000 followers on Facebook, and people trust the brand. And so corporate entities are always willing to work with him anytime any day. So we just take a look at how to build your
Please, we can't hear you. You are on mute.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I actually forgot when I was switching screens. I was saying that we are currently looking at the strategies for building your online presence. I'm saying that if you want to build your brand online, you must define the identity that you want people to see you for. For instance, when we looked at the case of LinkedIn, people and then the example I use Prince. Prince wants people to see him as an advocate for the youth, someone that is very interested in research. So you see it in his bio. He has been able to build that identity for himself. And then if you want to know the audience, you have to know the audience that you are dealing with. For instance, when you are dealing with LinkedIn, you know that you are dealing with more professional people. So you know the dialect to use, you know what to talk about, you know the conversations to have when you are talking on the platform, and then the platforms that you choose. So there are lots of people that do not like the other social media platforms. They would want to be active on just some. Me, for instance, I want to be more active on X because I feel for me that is where my strength is. And then content creation. You must be able to create content like for yourself, not just like any content, but then you must be able to come up with something so that you post. A lot of people are moving into video content creation, just like when I showed you in the case of TikTok, where almost everyone there is showing up what is going on in their life, or they are showing something exceptional they are able to do as time goes on. And then you must be very consistent with social media. If you are not consistent, the account would go dormant, and then the brand that you want to build will not be up there as to you want it to be. You should be able to monitor and adapt. You see, there are always updates with all the social media platforms. So you should be able to monitor all the updates that come in and adapt to it as and when it comes. For instance, in the case of X, when Elon Musk bought X, he was able to bring the Twitter Blue where you have to purchase it for $11 to be able to post a lengthy text and a lengthy video. So I mean, if you have the money and then you'll be able to afford paying for the dollars and buying the blue check, so that whenever you post content on there on X, your text will not be limited. You'll be able to do that. I hope that is very understandable. Okay, so this should be an interactive session. So I'd like to ask, um, which brand do you find attractive currently in Ghana, or even not just in Ghana, like around the world? This is to all of you in the participants. I mean, if you want to talk, I'm sure you can unmute and talk. Hello. Or someone has to mind me, or at least.
Yeah, please, I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm saying that based on what we've been able to what we've been able to read and analyze so far, I'm saying that which brand currently in Ghana can you analyze and say that their brand is more attractive and so people pay attention to them? And then what do you think they are doing right? What do you think they are not doing right, and then can be improved upon?
Hello.
So Abigail, I'm listening.
Okay, so currently I think cowbell is trending on, and then it's making a whole lot of people come on board. I think it's due to the nature of the advertisements and how colorful their branding is, especially like their different types of the cowbell is as in the chukwu and everything, how it's colorful, and then the how it goes with the lifestyle of people who are getting on board. That's what I think. Thank you.
You're welcome, Abigail. I think yes, Abigail has said it. Cowbell is doing well with their online branding, and then you see they have a lot of um cowbell brands. I mean, sometimes they decide to go with maybe cowbell coffee, and then they amplify that. If you watch YouTube, Kojo Sheldon, you realize that on Monday, every content that they put out talks about cowbell coffee and then how essential it is and the nutrients it is. Seth, I saw your hand up.
Yes, I was I was trying to talk about TSS Studios. You just mentioned it right now. They've really identified a very very big brand on YouTube and across all media platforms here. Like they provide up to date latest news that is happening in the country. I think they've really really big built a very very big brand. So that's what's
Felix, can you kindly turn off your microphone so that?
Oh, sorry. I wanted to.
Okay. If you want to talk, I think there's a background noise coming out. That's why I was saying that you turn it off. But I'm listening to you.
Yes. So, for me, what I've identified is looking at branding yourself, as you said it earlier, that you have to choose one particular platform to focus on. Because if you choose, let's say, two or even more, you become frustrated. You won't be able to engage and focus on what you're doing at a particular place. So I think those who are focusing on the one platform used to have they enjoy in building their brand. So if you see somebody building Lindy, the person is focusing on always putting out something, always bringing out new things, always solving problems. So with those also on TikTok too, the same thing. I mean, dealing with their lifestyle and that stuff. So I think those are the place the new or the beginners, we need to look for, and then we focus on that. I think that will help. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Felix. I think I agree with you. I agree with you in that regard. Emmanuel Isando. Manuel K, I'm sure.
Yeah, Francis, thank you for your submission. I've enjoyed, I guess, joining, but I've enjoyed your submission and all. I want to add to what Felix said. LinkedIn has been a very strong app that it has really helped push a lot of brands and all. I joined LinkedIn just 2023, and then a friend introduced me to LinkedIn, and for about a year now, from 0 to 2.5K for me now. And then I've seen that consistency has really, really been a very, very big step. And then analyzing brands in Ghana, someone like Aligi has also really done well on X platform. And then even he has brought a change, and then he has raised the bar for even becoming a different, making a major difference in this thing, doing politics on social media. And then his influence really determined, you could see with the posts and all, he brought a very major difference in changing the narrative from traditional politics, just doing campaign door to door. And then there was a transition from that traditional one to the social media. They were like, you can't win elections on social media and all, but see, Kalidia has changed the narrative, and then elections, you cannot expect that. We won, the elections were won on Twitter and all. So online branding is really key, and then it's changing lives. So I urge everyone to at least target, if it's X, if it's LinkedIn, and then push the brand, and then outcomes. I'm sure you can do something or bring an influence. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel Isando. Manuel K. So yes, I think basically, even in the context, let me use myself as an example where I mean, based on the little influence I got here on campus by getting the name FFV. I was able to restructure it in third year and make myself more, I don't know, beneficial and more influential on campus. And then that was what helped me become, I don't know, popular on campus, to be able to affect certain things or decisions that takes place on campus. So I think basically putting yourself in a certain light also helps with whatever that you have planned for yourself. So yes, I think that is it. Le- Please, any questions from anyone? Hello, any questions? Okay. So if there are no questions, I'm sure. So as part of the assessments to be able for you to get your certificate at the end of the program, you're also supposed to get at least one social media platform where you build your profile on the platform, either X, Facebook or LinkedIn. You create the account if you don't have one, and then make sure that the profile on there is, and then the platform that is on, they are on the same level. Let's say if it's LinkedIn that you are creating an account on, the profile on there, is, I don't know, goes with the LinkedIn style. If it's X, goes with the X style. If it is TikTok you want to focus on, you know that you're going to be focusing more on content creation. So you know how to move around that side. I'm sure that is the assignment that you're supposed to do. At the end of the day, you'd have to send the links to your e-coaches for them to access it and know, and then to be able to access it and give you marks for that. Malto, I think I'm done.
Please. So you were saying we should post assignment is going to be posting our.
What did you say? Hello, Felix.
Please, I wanted to get inside this.
I'm
The
saying
children are
that as
crying.
part of the assessment, right? Based on
Okay.
what we did today on branding, like online branding, I'm saying
Yeah.
that you pick one social media platform and then you create a profile for it. If you don't have one, even if you have one, you try to make it better. When you are done, you send a link to your e-coach. The e-coach will assess it and then will give the feedback to you.
So please, you said to create it better, as in what way? I mean, you optimizing the profile. That's what you mean, please.
Yes, if you don't have one, it means that you are just making it better, optimizing it.
Okay. Right. I get it.
Yes. Abigail.
Sorry, I think some people are putting the questions in the chat box.
Oh, okay.
And then moreover, it's not a question though, but then I'll connect with you on LinkedIn. So please take note of my name.
Okay. I'll
Thank
be
you.
waiting. Okay, that's fine. I think I see a question here. It says, please, does online branding has to do with only what you do or a field you are in? I mean, it's how you want the people on the platform to perceive you. For instance, if you check my LinkedIn, you know that I am an NSP at the KNUST e-learning center, working at the instructional design unit, in charge of social media marketing and handling. So based on that, you have a fair idea of what I do and how you see me. So based on my post, you know that okay, I talk about a lot of social media activities. I talk about branding online. I talk about all the things that basically the field that you are in. There is someone who learned probably politics in school, but then is creating a more entertaining content on TikTok. Things that do not have to do with the field, his or her field currently that the person finds themselves in. So there is also one in the comment section that says that Wodemaya has created a brand that portrays Africa's achievements, I don't know, which has changed many misconceptions, which is very, very true. I think if you've been currently paying attention to Wodemaya, one of Ghana's biggest YouTubers, through his platform, he's been able to paint Burkina Faso in a light that is looking very good. for some time now, the content that has been coming on his platform is that Burkina Faso is very good. I think the recent video I watched from him was that the people of Burkina Faso sleep on the roads to protect their president. I mean, that is wild. If you watch that content, you know that the level of commitment the people of the country have towards their president is high. And then he's been doing a lot of factory building and stuff like that, which is promoting industrialization. So you know he's doing well with his country. He's been able to use his brand to paint the country in a good light, and then people are like paying attention to it. Okay, there is also one here that says best brand now in terms of longevity is Toyota. The brand has picked to a point that people have come to appreciate the brand without them putting in so much advertisement. I mean, yes, if you buy the product and then it has quality, you do not really have to pay attention to online branding, but online branding matters a lot because it is based on what you post online that maybe someone outside the continent or even the country will be able to see how it is. Although based on the brand name they've experienced and then they've driven cars like that. So based on what the experience they've had, they'll be able to tell. What a lot of car brands are doing currently is that they do just like after maybe are bringing a new model into town, they just they hire videographers and then take video of it, post it on their socials. So then you see that yeah, that is actually a very very good car. So you see the specs of the car, the things that the car does, and then you know that it's a very good car that you are using. I think so far I've been able to answer most of the questions in the chat box. Yeah, I think that is it. If Malto is not here, I think Abigail and Miss Ashley will take over from me, and then I'm out.
All right, great, Francis. Thank you so much for a wonderful presentation. Okay. FFB, are you able to stop sharing your screen so I go ahead and share my screen? Hello? Okay, as we wait for FFB to stop sharing his screen so that I go, in the interest of time, we want to just go ahead with what we have to do today. So hello, everyone. If you're able to hear me, unmute and also say something to me so that I know you are here.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Great to hear from you. Okay. Are we just two here? Hello. This session is going to be a very interactive one, and so find yourself positioned well to speak to me. Okay, so my name is Ashley Sewa Agri. I am a personal development coach as well as an entrepreneurship coach. I am the founder of the Cake Donut, which is a bakery brand, as well as 2 other brands. And I am passionate about social impact. I am passionate about youth empowerment. I'm passionate about women empowerment as well as entrepreneurship. I'm also the founder of the Ashley Agri Network, which is a global community bringing women together to support one another in terms of personal development as well as professional growth. And I'm so honored to be taking you through the topic of personal identity today. Right, so I would love 3 of you. Kindly give me a minute. All right, great, we are back. So before we go ahead, I would love 2 of you to introduce yourselves in the interest of time. In the interest of time, we cannot take introduction from everybody, but I would love to hear from some of you before the session begins. So, Emmanuel, I can see Raphael. I can see Emmanuel H. I can see Tamanja. I can see Nancy. I can see Betha. I can see Charlotte. So who is able to talk to me?
Yeah, you didn't see me, but me, I see you.
Oh, Felix, it's good to hear from you. Felix, kindly introduce yourself for us.
Okay, so my name is Felix Boahin, a KNUST student, and then I'm third year offering business information technology.
Okay, so Felix, are you able to share one interesting thing about you and one thing you're passionate about?
Okay, so I really love social media. I really love social media, and then what I want to do in social media is to teaching people. I mean, to mentoring people. They'll deal more into sales aspect, because I realize a lot of people are lack of strategies when it comes to selling something online. I think these are the few.
All right, that's amazing. That's amazing. Okay, aside Felix, do we have any other person who wants to introduce him or herself?
Hello.
So, hi, Tamanja. I hope I have the name right.
Yes, please. Okay, I'm Dominic Nalubi Tamanja. A student from Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, reading BSc Chemistry.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you able to share one interesting thing about you and one thing you're passionate about?
Okay, for me, I realize that there's still a lot to do when it comes to the villages that we have in Ghana here. For example, when you go to the villages, these days there are shortage of lands for those people to farm. So you realize that due to the increase in population, there is always conflict, especially in the northern part of Ghana. So I am very passionate about bringing technological ideas in terms of farming. You know, that place too, there is no consistent rain like that. So they only have one particular season that they farm. So if actually technological ideas can be brought into those areas, that can foster agriculture sector in that particular area, so that those people can always be engaged irrespective of the season, so that there will be more benefit. And apart from that, when you go to especially in the northern part, there's lack of these other handworks like carpentry, what will I say? This electronic things and all that. They lack all those things. So if infrastructures can be kept there like a school, that can like foster the youth to go into those areas, so that they will not always be depending on the lands that to be farming always, and creating this conflict tension in terms of lands area, and bringing up them to leverage the kind of technological world that we are now. I think that it would be a good thing to me to do. So I'm very
Wow.
passionate in those areas.
Wow. The way you are even speaking about it tells us that you are really passionate about it. I would love to see how far you can go with that. Okay. My LinkedIn account is Ashley Agri, and so you can connect with me here on LinkedIn, and I would love to follow your journey.
Okay.
Okay, great. Okay, I can see a message from Malto. Malto, if you are here, sure, you can go ahead.
All right, Ashley. Thank you so much for, stepping in. Let me properly introduce you. Okay. So, guys, this is our wonderful Miss Ashley, and then she's a visionary founder and the CEO of the Cake Donuts. The Cake Donuts specializes in crafting delectable pastries and pioneering gift packages. Now, beyond overseeing the operations, Ashley also spearheads product development, constant refining and innovating recipes and packaging to stay ahead of the market trends. Her commitment to fostering female entrepreneurship, women empowerment is evident in her founding of the Ashley Agri Network. I personally call it TAN. I mean, she doesn't know. Ashley's efforts have earned her accolades, including recognition as one of the 100 most successful women entrepreneurs in Ghana. And we are to 2023 event, yes. Beyond business, she has a deep passion for social impacts, which fuels her commitment to creating meaningful change and inspiring communities and championing causes that uplift others. So, for that, I mean, Ashley, you are welcome and you can take it from here.
Right. Thank you, Malta. Okay, so as rightly introduced, my name is Ashley and I'm pleased to be here. Let's just get into it in the interest of time. So we've already tackled online branding, and I believe we've learned so much. So let's come down to the basics, right? But before that, I would love to lay some few ground rules so that we know how to conduct ourselves for the session. So my first rule is that the session is going to be a very interactive one, and so I would love that we are all here. We all pay rapt attention to what we have to do, right? So once we have how many people here? 47 participants here, and I'm tempted to believe that we are all behind our phones or our laptops listening with rapt attention. So let's take note of that. The second is that you can raise your hand at any point. If you would love to ask a question, you can raise your hand at any point so that we tackle your question before we move to the second or whatever we have to tackle next. The third is that if you are not in the position to speak, other than just being quiet or silent on the other end, you can just put your input in the chat box, okay? So put your input in the chat box and Malta will let us and read it out for everyone to hear from you. And get your notepads ready, get your pen ready. In the session, we have 2 activities. So we are going to take a personality test, a quick personality test. And secondly, we'll have identity map, right? So get your notepads and pens ready. We wouldn't want to waste so much time when it gets to that activity or those activities, right? And finally, at the end of the session, I would love 2 people to share their key takeaways. So let me just find my 2 people. I would love a girl and a boy, a man and a woman, or a lady and a gentleman. Gerald, are you here?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Awesome. Gerald, are you in the position to take notes and share with us right after the session or before the session ends?
No, please. I don't think I can do that.
What's the challenge?
I'm not really versed when it comes to note taking and keeping track of progress. I'm not really the best person to do that.
Okay. So I have 2 volunteers in the chat box. I have Charlotte. I have Christian. That's wonderful. Thank you, Charlotte. Thank you, Christian. So at the end of the session, we will take our key takeaways from Charlotte and Christian. Okay. So we took a look at online branding for the first part of our session. And now we are taking a look at personal identity. Before you are able to build a great online brand, you have to know who you are, right? And it's what's inside of you that you are putting out there. To be able to build an online brand effortlessly and authentically, you have to know who you are. This brings us to the topic of personal identity, right? So personal identity, when we talk of personal identity, what comes in mind? When we talk of personal identity, what comes in mind? Okay, I hope my screen is visible now. Hello, guys.
Yes, Ashley, we can see your screen now.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, hi, ladies, gentlemen, talk to me, okay? Let this be an interactive session. So, I'm not only expecting to hear Malto's voice, I'm expecting to hear from everyone, okay? So, Emmanuel, Gerald, Christian, Tamanja, when we talk of personal identity, what comes in mind? Desmond, I know you are here too. Raphael, I know you are here. When we talk about personal identity, what comes in mind?
Hello, good evening, and please, I'm Christian.
Okay,
All
great
right,
to hear from you, Christian.
thank you very much, and thank you for this opportunity to share what I think about personal identity. Okay, so from my point of view, what I would say is that personal identity has to do with you knowing yourself, who you truly are, your dislike, your likes, your weakness, your strength, and everything that helps you grow, or the things you don't like, whatever it's about you, knowing yourself emotionally, spiritually, physically, socially. Yes, please. So that's
Okay,
what I think personal identity is.
thank you so much, Christian. Let me ask a follow-up question. Do you think you know your identity? If you know, why? Why do you know? If you don't know, why not?
Okay, so for me, I would say yes, I know myself, because sometimes you do things and then you'll be like, why did I do this? So to know yourself, for me to know myself, I sit down and then assess myself that this is how I react to things. This is how I behave when someone tells me something. This is how I do this. This is how I do that. So through those reflections, I get to know that, oh, this is how I behave towards these things. This is what I do when I'm this. This is what I do when I'm this. So that is how I get to know myself, please.
That's amazing. Amazing. Thank you so much, Christian. Do we have Nancy here? Nancy, let's hear from you. What do you think personal identity is?
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. Well, personal identity is about how you see yourself and how you are recognized, like the unique capabilities of yourself. That's how I understand personal identity. And do I also get the follow-up question?
Yes, of course. So do you think you know yourself? And if you do, why do you think you do? And if you don't,
Um,
why not?
okay. For me, I think I'm still figuring out myself. Like I'm still in the learning phase because I still get surprised that sometimes my reaction to certain things, I go back and think about it and I'm like, this is not me some time ago. So why am I doing this now? You get it? So yeah, I think I'm still figuring out myself. That's why I'm not completely sure that yes, I know my personal identity.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Nancy. So now it's fair. The guys have one, the ladies have one. Amazing. Okay. So let's get into it. What personal identity is. I think somebody was trying to speak to me. Demik, if unmuted, you want to speak to us? Okay, so let's just get into what personal identity here is here. Okay, so personal identity is the combination of your values, beliefs, experiences, strengths, and personality traits that make you uniquely you, right? So we simplify personal identity to say, who are you when no one is watching, right? So if you want to find your personal identity, just assess yourself. Who am I when no one is watching? So here we've highlighted some few things: your values, your beliefs, your experiences, your strengths, your personality traits. And all these come together to make you you. So my name is Ashley Agri, and I believe in I believe that women are capable of achieving whatever they set their minds to. I value honesty and integrity. Growing up, I had the opportunity to be mentored by people, experience, strength. I am very empathetic, or I have patience for people. Personality traits: I am an introverted, what do we call it? Extroverted introvert, right? So all these things come together and it makes me Ashley. So if we want to talk about personal identity, let's have one question in mind. Who am I when no one is watching? Let's move on to tackle the key areas, and we will get to know who we are as our personal identity. So now let's look at core values. When we talk about core values, what comes in mind? Core values are guiding principles. So sometimes we take some decision, oh, maybe I mean say, or this thing, no, I cannot do this. And the person is standing on something, or the person has something behind what the person is saying. The person is standing, there's a reason the person is saying that, oh, for me, I cannot do this. So you enter a police station and you see one beautiful officer and you attempt to give the officer something small. Then she says, oh, for me, no, I cannot take this, right? There's a value, a core value, something the person believes in so much, something that guides the person's decisions. So for values, we can talk about values like integrity. We can talk about values like determination. We can talk about values like patience. We can talk about values like respect. We can talk about values like compassion. We can talk about values like determination, right? So these are examples of the values one can have. So let's say Kofi values excellence. Because of this, Kofi does whatever he's being put in charge of with so much excellence. He will go away and beyond just to ensure that this is it. So you realize that there are some people, you give them something small, you're expecting them to do it in a small way, then all of a sudden they are all over the place, right? Hey, Bibi Ketwawe, or this small thing, and you are doing it in this grand way. Some people are like that. Whether it's small or huge, the person is going to make sure that the person executes with excellence. There are some people that are very empathetic. So something comes, somebody's in trouble, and the first thing the person says is that, oh, let's try and understand from the person's perspective. What if you get it? They try to put themselves in the shoes of other people. Right. So I believe we get the concept of their core values. Core values are principles that guide our actions, our decisions, our relationships, basically what you stand for. You get it. Now let's move to personality traits. So when we talk of personality, it's basically how the person behaves or how the person feels, right? That is what the personality of a person is. So here we can talk of introverts, we can talk of extroverts, we can talk of calm, we can talk of energetic, we can talk of optimistic, we can talk of analyzing, right? So when we talk of introverts keep to themselves. Extroverts are very social people. Right. We have ambiverts now. Ambiverts are neither introverts nor extroverts. So they are both. They embodies what the characteristics of an introvert, the characteristics of an extrovert. So in my introduction, I mentioned that I am an extroverted introvert. That's another side of it. So you are an introvert, but when it comes to the point or where there's a situation where you have to give off energy, where you have to behave like an extrovert, you are able to do that. But right after that, or after that session, you come back to yourself to regain your energy. So that is who an extroverted introvert is. Right. So now I would want us to take a quick personality test for us to know what we fall under, right? So I'll quickly share my screen, and I will need a volunteer to read for us. Okay. Okay, good. So what can we see now? Bertha, are you able to see my screen? What can we see?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay.
Please, there are three Berthas here, so it will be very good if you can add our surnames.
Okay, so there's Bertha Johnson and there's Bertha who? The other beautiful Bertha should also speak to me. Bertha, the other Bertha, please, what's your surname? I'm not able
Malo.
Malu. So there's Bertha Malu and there's Bertha Johnson. Okay, awesome. So we can just go into this. If you can see the manual personality test, let me know. Nana Adoma, can you see my screen that says manual personality test?
Yes, please.
Awesome. So Nana, I would need you to read up to the second paragraph that ends with predominant personality test. This is a personality test that covers 1 to 10 questions. So at the end of our 10 questions, we'll be able to know what personality we fall under, right? So kindly take your notepads. Let's do this quickly. I will take input from everybody. So whatever personality you came up with, whether you were surprised with the outcome or the outcome resonates with you, I'll take that from you. So kindly, quickly take a notepad. Let's do this together. So Nana Adoma, the floor is yours. Kindly read the first 2 paragraphs for us.
Okay, thank you very much. Manual personality test. This test covers key personality traits such as introversion or extroversion, emotional stability, decision-making preferences, and social tendencies. It's self-reflective, and you can tally up your results to discover which category you align with most. Instructions. For each question, choose the response that best describes your typical behavior or preference. Be honest with your answers for a more accurate result. After completing all the questions, count how many A, B, and C answers you have. The results will reveal a predominant personality trait. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Nana. I believe this is self-explanatory. And so let's just go ahead into the questions. Bertha Johnson, we would love you to read the questions from 1 to 5 for us. Let's do it alongside you.
Okay.
Question 1. How do you prefer to spend your free time? A, alone, reading or doing solo activities. B, with friends or attending social events. C, either, depending on how I feel.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's all answer the question. Let's all answer the question. If it's A, kindly put A somewhere. If it's B, kindly put B somewhere. If it's C, kindly put C somewhere. There are 10 questions, and at the end of the 10 questions, we will know what trait we fall under. Okay, Beta, kindly go ahead.
Okay. Question 2. When faced with a challenging problem, how do you approach it? A, I take time to think things through carefully and analyze all possible outcomes. B, I like to involve others and get different opinions before making a decision. And C, I go with my gut feelings and make a decision quickly.
Okay, so let's take a moment to put something down. If it's A, you put it down. If it's B, you put it down. If it's C, you put it down. Try and be as honest as possible, because the outcome depends on what you are putting down now. Okay, Beta, kindly go ahead.
Question 3. How do you typically react when confronted with conflicts? How do you typically react when confronted with conflicts? A, I prefer to avoid conflict and resolve issues quietly. B, I confront issues directly and aim for a solution. C, I can be assertive but try to avoid arguments if possible.
Okay, so let's quickly put something down. Let's move to question 4.
Question 4. Can I go ahead, please?
Yes, please. Kindly go
Okay,
ahead.
question 4. How do you make decisions? How do you make decisions? A, I rely on logic and facts to guide my decision-making process. B, I consider how the decision will affect my relationships and feelings of others. C, I tend to weigh both logically and feelings depending on the solution, on the situation. Let me take that again. I tend to weigh both logic and feelings depending on the situation. Yeah.
Okay, so let's put something down. If it's A, you put that down. If it's B, you put that down. If it's C, you put that down. Stevina Mensah, are you here?
Yes, please.
Okay, so you are putting your answers down.
Yes, please.
Awesome. Thank you. Beta, kindly take the last question for us.
Question 5. What is your approach to work and projects? What is your approach to work and projects? A, I prefer to work independently and need little supervision. B, I enjoy collaborating with others and prefer team-oriented environments. C, I am comfortable in both situations, depending on the task.
Awesome. So let's take a moment to put that down. All right. Elijah, are you here?
Yes, please, I am.
Awesome. Elijah, are you in the position to take question 6 to 10, to read out question 6 to 10 for us?
Okay.
Awesome.
Question 6. How would you describe your energy levels in social settings? A, I find socializing draining and prefer quiet, solitary activities afterward. B, I feel energized and enjoy being the center of attention in social setting. C, I enjoy socializing but need time alone afterward. to recharge.
Okay, so let's take a moment to put down our answers. Okay, kindly go ahead, Elijah.
Okay. Question 7. How do you handle stress? A. I stay calm and focused, often withdrawing to think things through. I take that again. A. I stay calm and focused, often withdrawing to think things through. B. I like to talk things out with others to relieve stress. C. I tend to handle stress by being productive or engaging in physical activities.
Okay, so let's take a moment to write down our answers. If it's A, you put A down. If it's B, you put B down. If it's C, you put C down. Kindly go ahead, Elijah.
Okay. 8. How do you respond to new experiences? A. I prefer familiar routines and tend to resist change. B. I embrace new experiences and enjoy novelty. C. I enjoy new experiences but need time to adjust to them.
Okay. We can take the next question.
Okay. Question 9. How do you feel about taking risks? A. I am cautious and prefer to avoid risks. B. I'm adventurous and open to taking risks. C. I assess the risks and take them if the benefits outweighs the downsides.
Okay, so if it's A, you put A down. If it's B, you put B down. If it's C, you put C down. Okay, and our final question.
10. How do you prefer to express yourself? A. I prefer to write down my thoughts or express them in a more private setting. B. I love to talk and engage in verbal discussions. C. I do both depending on the context or who I'm interacting with.
Okay. Thank you so much, Elijah.
You're welcome.
So I believe
Ms. Agnew.
we've put down our answers. Now we want to count them. So let's count the number of A's we had, the number of B's we had, and the number of C's we had. So the category with the highest number of responses will give us our personality type. Let's count the number of A's we have, the number of B's we have, and the number of C's we have. And let me quickly go to what the A stands for, what the B stands for, and what the C stands for. So for A, we can see that A stands for the thinker. So the person is introverted and reflective. B stands for the socializer, extroverted and engaging. C stands for balanced, versatile, or adaptive. So here, the extroverted introverts can fall under this, right? So I want to hear from you. Per what you did, where do you stand? And are you surprised by the result or it resonates with you? Okay. Let's see, who do we? Terrence, you can go ahead.
Okay, so I got 5Bs, 5Cs. So I think yes, the
5
socialize,
Bs, 5 Cs. Okay, that's a tie over there.
yeah. So I don't know how I'll go about it. So I think oh, but
So it's a tie between being extrovert and being an extroverted introvert.
yes.
And does it resonate? Is it true?
I should think, yeah, mostly with the B, yes.
The B, okay. All right. Thank you for sharing, Terrence. Kamanja.
Okay, I think I had 4 Bs and 5 Cs, and I think the balance I'm there. So I think it's matching.
Awesome. Let me quickly take some from the chat box. Betha Malu, you said you have, okay. 3 A's, 2 B's, 5 C's, and it resonates with her. Okay, Abigail, 2 A's, 2 B's, 6 C's. It resonates with me. Okay, Dimik, 7 A's, 1 B, 1 C. Dimik, you didn't let us know if it resonates with you. Benedict, Free, you are saying 6 C's, 4 A's, no B's. I think it resonates with me well. Okay, Elijah, A3, B1, C6. It resonates with Elijah. Okay. Charlotte, 2 A's, 3 B's, 5 C's. It resonates with Charlotte. Okay. Gerald, 5 A's, 5 C's. Gerald, you didn't let us know if it resonates with you. Mohammed, 7 C's, 2 B's, 1 A. It resonates with Mohammed. Ernestina, 5 A's, 5 C's. It resonates. Stefina, okay, 1 A, 1 B, 8 C's. It resonates. And 7 A's, 2 B's, 1 C's from Gabriel. It resonates with Gabriel. That's amazing. I don't have extra hands here, right? So let's just move into it. So that was a quick exercise. Now we know where we stand, so we can move into the rest of our session. Okay. Let's quickly go back. So let's put that down. Very soon we will need it again. Okay, now we want to talk about our skills and strengths. So we've already established that our identity embodies these things: core values, your personality traits, your skills and strengths, your life experiences, your passion and purpose. And we've taken a look at our values. We've established that values are guiding principles, why we do the things we do, why we take certain decisions. Personality traits, we've gotten to know that this is the way we behave, this is the way we feel, this is the way we act. And we've gone ahead to take the test, which has further solidified, what we think about ourselves. Right now, we want to take a look at skills and strengths. So when we say skills are things we are good at. It's either we learned it by learning or sitting down, formal education, informal education, or experience. So your skills, you either got your skill through learning or experience, right? So skills can be digital marketing in general, graphic design, programming, anything you are good at that you can work on, right? And strengths. So strengths are more of your natural capabilities, right? So some people are problem solving, some people are naturally empathetic, some people have leadership skills, right? So those skills then become their strengths. Let me take it again. Skills are cultivated. So skills, you learn them either through formal education or informal education or experience. And for your strengths, these are things you are naturally good at. So I can have problem solving. Oh, once there's a problem, when everybody is just putting their hands on their head, I am saying, okay, how can we go about it? Right. I have leadership, any leadership skills. Anytime you find a group of people, you get me stepping up to say, okay, let's do things this way. Let's do things that way. Let's do things this way. Right. I am naturally empathetic. Once something happens, I want to hear the side of the other person. When I see things going on, I want to put myself in the shoes of other people to understand what is going on. Do you get it? And some of all these things come together to define our personal identity. Let's take a look at life experiences. So life experiences also as a way of shaping who you are. So it can be negative, it can be positive. So in my introduction, I mentioned that I had the opportunity to be mentored when I was growing up. And so I feel like I should also do it. Maybe I didn't add that to my introduction. Maybe I can add it now. I feel like I can also do it for other people, right? So this has shaped my identity now. Now I am a mentor or a coach for other people because growing up, I also had the opportunity to be mentored by other people. Let's take a look at the bad side. Because I am all for women empowerment, I'll use a typical example of women empowerment. So let's say Akosua grew up in a home where the opinion of a woman is not valued, right? The husband has the final say. And so growing up, all Akosua knows is that, when it comes to my opinion, once a man says we should go this way, that is the way we should go. I shouldn't say anything. You see how her experience is shaping who Akosua is now. Okay, that is life experience. So let's take a look at passion and purpose. There are some things that make your heart skip a beat. I'm not talking about your spouse. Other causes that make your heart skip a beat, right? So some people, when we say youth empowerment, they want to be there. They are all over the place. When we say women empowerment, they are all over the place. Is it Tamanja? Tamanja shared something he's passionate about, right? And you could feel the passion even in the way he was presenting himself. Do you get it? Right? So passions, there are things that just get to you. That is passion. Now let's look at purpose. Purpose, we will say, is your why. Why do you wake up every morning? Why? What do you want to do? Like, why? I wake up every morning, even though entrepreneurship is beating me up, I still wake up and open my shop and decide to sell to people. Hey, can we sell people? No. Decide to sell to people. Why? Why? So what pushes me to do what I do? You organize a mentorship program and you're expecting 50 people, 25 people show up. Yet you don't give up on them. You still probe further, or you still go in their DMs and ask, why are you not coming? Although the mentorship is free, and at a normal circumstance, they are supposed to be paying 2K or 5K. You don't take the 2K or 5K from them, yet you still go into their DM and ask, why are you not coming? So purpose, why do you do the things you do? Because for some of the things, you should just stop and rest. No one is forcing you to start a business. No one is forcing you to do impact or social work. Why do you do the things you do? That is purpose. Okay, now let's move on to, I believe, our identity map. Before we do that, do we have any questions? Before we move to our identity map, do we have any questions? Do we have any questions? We have just, okay, I thought I had a hand up, but I don't. Terrence, are you able to hear me?
Yes, please, I can hear you.
Okay. Nancy, are you able to hear me?
Yes, please, I can hear you.
BSc Quantity Surveying, are you here? BSc Quantity Surveying. Okay, BSc Quantity Surveying is not here. Selena, are you here? Okay, now we know those who are here and those who are not here. Betha, are you here? Malu, Betha.
Yes, please, I'm here.
Okay, do we have any questions?
For now, no.
For now, no. Okay, that's amazing. Now let's go to the identity mapping. So this is another activity we want to take a look at. Let me share my screen once again. Okay. Okay, so now we want to do this quick activity. So you can see that at the center, we have my name, Ashley. So you to draw a circle. If you have your notepad around, draw a circle where you have your name in the middle. And at the sides, we have 6 other circles. We write our aspirations, our personality type, our
Hello.
beliefs. Hello.
Please, what you are saying is not showing.
It's not showing.
Yes,
Yes,
on the
please.
screen. We have personal development curriculum showing on the screen.
Oh, okay. My bad. Let me quickly fix that. Okay. I believe what I'm talking about is showing now.
Yes, please.
Awesome.
Yes, please.
Awesome. So this is the identity map, or in other words, the activity we are going to do now is called identity mapping, right? So this circle represents you. So here we have my name, which is Ashley. And so take your notepad, draw this circle, and write your name in here. And now we can look at the various aspects of personal identity, what makes us uniquely us, right? So now you want to draw this circle, then put in your personality type. We've already gone through this activity, and so you know what traits you possess, right? Let's put that in here. Your aspirations. Let's also put that in here. So somebody will say, I aspire to be successful in my career, to be a good parent, to travel around the world. Take note, your aspiration is not the same as your purpose. There's a difference between what you aspire to be and what your purpose is. What you aspire to be is things you hope to achieve, right? And your purpose is why you do the things you do. So aspirations can change, but purpose rarely change. Okay, let's take a look at our passions. So I have a passion for entrepreneurship. I have a passion for youth empowerment. I have a passion for advocacy. I have a passion for women empowerment. I have a passion for social impact. Let's put that in here. Now let's take a look at our strengths, what you are good at. Oh, you're a very patient person. Let's share me before saying me if you can annoy me as much as you want. There's no way I'll mind you. You get it. So your strength, the things you are good at. I am good at guiding people. So this is what I do. If you are confused about something, just talk to me. Let's have a conversation. And at the end of the conversation, you will get clarity, your strengths, core values, the things you stand for, integrity, honesty, empathy, excellence, determination. So for some people, they'll tell you, hey, this woman's strong, this woman dear, you have to do it really well. So it's communicating something. Excellence is the core value of that particular individual. Right, beliefs. So I believe I am capable, I believe I am worthy. The other sides can be worked on. So if it's negative, it could be a belief, but it's a negative belief, and that can be worked on. So we have personal identity, we have personal branding, we have personal development. And when it comes to belief, that is where personal development comes in. I believe it's clear. This is not exhaustive. So we can have the skills over here somewhere. So aside your strengths, your skills, we can have your purpose and all that comes together to make you you. We get it. If you get it, talk to me. Just say, yes, we get it. Then we can move on to the next. We have just 4 minutes left. You get it. Okay, awesome. So why personal identity is important? Let's just take a look at that. I believe that is the next slide. Okay, so difference, let me quickly go through the difference between personal identity, personal brand, and personal development. So personal identity, as we've already gone through, is what makes you uniquely you. Or in other words, who are you when no one is watching? So because you have a roommate and so you keep your space organized, and that is not you, then you are not an organized person. Just because you are keeping the space organized doesn't mean you're an organized person. You are doing that because you have a roommate. Right, let's go to personal branding. Personal branding has to do with how people see you, right? So how others perceive you. So your personal identity, this is who I am, and personal brand, how people see me. So personal brand, it can be true or false. Some people can see you for who you are. Some people can see you the other way around. So personal development here too is your growth journey. So you are taking a leadership course, you are reading every day, your growth journey, how you build up your skills. Let's go to the importance of personal identity. Salamatu, kindly read the first one for us. Importance of personal identity. Salamatu, are you here?
Yes, please.
Awesome. Kindly read the first importance for us.
Okay, so importance of personal identity. We have the first one as self-awareness. And it talks about, it says, helps you understand your strengths, weaknesses, value, and passion. Then we go to the next one, which is confidence and clarity. Knowing who you are, knowing who you are builds confidence and helps you make clear, authentic decisions. Then the last one, guides life choices, as influences your career path, relationships, and goals.
Okay, so our first importance, we talked about self-awareness. You know your strengths, you know your weaknesses, you know your values, you know your passions, right? So now that I'm walking about, I know who I actually am, and nobody's opinion is going to change anything because I know who I am. And because I know that, I am confident in myself, and there's clarity, because whatever you're going to say is your opinion. I already know who I am. You get it? So it boosts confidence and you have clarity. It helps you make clear decisions. I know I am an impatient person. And so I won't put myself in the position where, I wouldn't put myself in a position where you annoy me and then I'll flip. You get it? Guide my life choices. Okay, so this is what I want to do. This is what I stand for. It helps me make my decisions. Career path, relationship, my goals, shapes these things for me. Let's move on to, I've been signaled that time is up. So let's just quickly go through everything before we call it a day. Importance of personal identity. We have resilience, right? A strong identity helps you stay grounded during challenges or peer pressure. So I mentioned that some days there's no energy to do anything, but you still get up and do the things anyways, because you know who you are, what you stand for, and what you want to achieve. Better relationships. You can relate with others more authentically and assertively. You've realized that, okay, I love to preserve my energy. And so now you can say that, okay, I can be at the party at 7, by 9, I have to go, right? So now you know who you are. You know that, okay, I can dedicate 2 hours to you and come back to myself, right? So it helps you relate with others more authentically and assertively. And it gives you a foundation for personal brand. Before, I always say this, it's what's inward that you are bringing out, right? So you make the work too difficult for you if you've not identified who you are and you want to establish an online brand. It starts with who you are. So now that you've figured out, okay, these are my core values, this is my purpose, then you push that brand outside, and that will be your online branding or your personal brand. Okay, so does your current online presence reflect the real you? This is something you should reflect on. Does my current online presence reflect the real me? Key takeaways: your identity is your compass, so it gives you direction. There are some jobs you should not take if you know who you are. You are somebody who values peace. There's a certain interview you are not supposed to attend because you value your peace so much. No job should come and stress you down. Okay, the second one, self-awareness leads to stronger personal brands. Just like what I was saying, you already know who you are and you are pushing the brand out there. Effortless. This is me. I'm not faking it, right? So it's just so easy and it's authentic, and so people are able to connect with you. The third one, consistency between who you are and how you show up builds trust. So there are some people, you know them in person as this person. Online, they are another person. And so people tend to ask, Oyewe, is he this or that? You get it. So if you are the same person in person and the same person online, and it builds trust, we can know that this person we can trust. Okay. And my last, I think the last thing I have is if your idea, hold on. Okay, is anybody able to read for me? There's something covering my screen here.
Said online branding. If your identity could speak online, what would it say?
Okay, so this is something you should reflect on. If your identity could speak online, what would it say? Maybe mine will talk about women empowerment. I will talk about how a woman is capable of achieving everything she sets her mind to. Maybe mine will talk about how your age is not a limiting factor and how your age is an advantage, right? So think about it. If my identity could speak online, what would it say? And that is what you're actually going to embark on, because I know you've been tasked to create an account, and that's what you're going to do. For you, it's simple because you've gone through personal identity and you are going to pitch what you stand for to people. So it can be, some people can stand on their core values, and mostly I advise that you stand on your core values. Your work or career, some careers come and go. You take a job for some time and you go, right? But there's something that made you take the job. So if I want to help people, so I decided to work for an NGO, and after 2 years, I left the NGO and I'm doing something else. The core is still there. I love social impact. I want to help people. So if I move to another scene, or if I'm doing mentoring or anything, it's still in the same lane, right? So let's ensure that we've put some of these things down, and some of these things go hand in hand: personal brand, personal identity, personal development. So now that we've gone through personal identity, I would love that you work on your personal development. So key areas: academics, personal growth, your social life, your finances. Let's put all those areas down so that we work on these things. These are personal development habits or personal development activities you can work on, right, to ensure that you grow. And now personal branding. Once you do this, once you are working on your personal development, once you know who you are, then personal branding is very simple for you. So at this point, I will bring my presentation to an end. It's been an honor being here with you. And if there are any questions, I would love to answer them. Do we have any questions? Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. I can see. Yes, we get it. Yes, please. Thank you, Ashley. Do we have any questions? Terrence. Okay.
Okay, so I was just curious. So like I'm using myself an example. So in person, should I say in quotes, talkative? I will talk some, but then online, I hardly reply messages and all that. Does that mean I have two conflicting identities, or it does not mean that?
Okay, so Terrence, what's the reason behind you not replying messages online?
I think probably at times when I don't touch, sometimes 3 days can pass, I will not even touch my phone. Nothing moves me, but then once I see you in person, I would make sure I talk and all that. But online, nothing moves me to really go there much.
Okay, so it's still you. It's still you. Just that you are probably not just connected. You do not love to have conversations over phone. You love to have the person in front of you and interact, right? So it's still you. The problem would have been probably in person, you talk about what typical example can I give? You probably talk about farming, right? Then online, you are there as somebody else. You post gossip and something else, right? So in person, you're a farmer. We all know you are working hard to achieve SDGs. Then online, we see you posting about just gossip and something else. So you look at this person and you look at the presence online and you wonder, is this the same person? Like this person is trying to work towards SDGs in person and online is something else. You get it? I don't know if I gave you a great example, but I'm hoping it makes sense.
Yes, please, it makes sense.
Okay. Abigail, you have a question for me.
Yes, please. Okay, Miss, I don't know whether I should say Miss or Mrs., but then God bless
Miss
you.
Agri. Oh,
Bless
amen.
you.
Amen.
God bless you. We are very grateful. In fact, it's very insightful, and then it has given me more knowledge.
Oh,
But
that's
then,
amazing.
but then my question is, if you are multifaceted, let's say me, for instance, I am more into mental health. Let's say I'm a peer counselor on campus, and then I'm also um a deputy editor in chief for my department, and I'm also into like these philanthropy events. I'm part of something. So my question is, if you're multifaceted like this, should you project the more prominent one and then add up the others later? Or I'm really confused as at what to project online and then what to focus on first, because from the understanding I'm getting, it's more like um focus on one thing first. Please, that's my question. Thank you.
All right, Abigail. I understand you because I've been you. I am all over the place. And so it's difficult to know what to talk about. But this is an activity I would like you to work on. List down all the things you are involved in, right? And you list down these things, you identify that there's something that runs through everything. So we spoke about peer counseling. We spoke about being a leader at your faculty. We spoke about one more thing.
Philanthropy.
Okay. So yours is geared towards driving positive change or making impact, right? And you do that through the three things you've mentioned. So if you are positioning yourself online, then you want to say that social impact means a lot to you, or driving positive change in the community or in the world means a lot to you, right? So now that you've positioned yourself that way, if you post about leadership in your faculty, I understand that, okay, it's all towards the goal of driving positive change. If you talk about philanthropy, going to donate somewhere here, I know that, okay, that is also in line with the driving positive change or social impact. We talk about mental health. You get it. Abigail, does it make sense? Hello, Abigail. Okay, I think we've lost Abigail, but I hope
probably her network has thrown her off.
Yes, I hope I was able to address her question. Okay. Betha is asking, can passion be a driving force behind someone's aspirations? Can passion be a driving force behind somebody's aspirations? So Betha, let us know, give us a clear example so that we assess and see whether passion can be your driving force behind your aspiration.
Okay, so let's say that I like flowers and I do floral arrangements like decor and stuff. But then I'm much more into like nursery instead of the flowers. Like I do the decor, but I feel like my passion is more into the plant itself, taking care of the plant, and yes, taking care of the plant rather than using the plant for decor. I don't know whether you understand.
Okay, so you have passion for flowers, right?
Yes, flowers,
Okay,
beautiful design and all. But then, should I say, I feel like I don't really have the creativity to like use the flowers to do the decor and stuff. So because of that weakness, I somewhat have found a strength in, okay, if I cannot, even though I like flowers, even though I use flowers to do designs and all that, but then I find it challenging to like break out other like creative designs. But then I know that, I have knowledge, have a strong strength in taking care of these flowers rather selling them to people to do the what's the name, the arrangements, the decor and all.
okay. So Bertha, if I'm getting you, you are passionate about flowers, right? And
Yeah.
because of
Like
the
you said,
passion, we've also made it a job, right? Nurturing these flowers and also doing floral bouquets, right? Or floral decor.
yes.
Okay. So can passion be the driving force behind someone's aspiration? I am trying to see the aspiration here. So maybe you just put it in that way, but that may probably not be aspiration, or I'm still not getting your question. Is your
Okay, so
aspiration that at some point you'll be able to do the bouquet yourself or be creative enough?
my aspiration rather is to like use some of these some of the flowers that we use, it's natural. So use some of these natural flowers to rather impact the environment and humanity in such a way that some of these flowers have the ability to like purify the atmospheric air and also cool down the temperature and all that.
Okay. I think it's clear now. So yes, then definitely your passion can be a driving force behind your aspiration. So I am passionate about let's say I am passionate, let's use your example, I'm passionate about flowers. And because of that, I want to do more things with flowers. So then I aspire to be a flower. I don't know what name they use for them, but let's say I aspire to be somebody who arranges bouquet. And I have something further I want to achieve with what I want to do, right? So that is where purpose may also come in, right? So definitely passion can be a driving force. Most people, for most people, with regard to aspirations, you can find passion in there.
Okay, can like let's say in my situation again, I learned design to like landscape design using plants to like design an environment, solving so like as I was learning this design, I got to realize that, okay, these plants that we are using to design the infrastructures, environment, schools, hospitals, these plants, they also have other values, and these values are helping to cool down warm temperatures, purifying the air, giving this aromatic smells and all that. So, but then here is the case, I'm studying landscape design, and my passion is not really in landscape design. Okay, the follow-up question I want to say is that can passion change change what's the name, aspiration. Like if my passion, like let's say I don't really have passion for landscape design, can it change my aspiration of becoming environmental scientist? Because landscape design, we also like we study about the plants, the importance of these plants and all that. Then we now use it to do the design for beautification and solving environmental issues. Okay, I think I've answered myself. Yes, it's in line. It's in line. Sorry, in line.
Okay, so yes, aspirations are not fixed,
Thank
right?
you.
They can evolve over time, right? So aspirations can change. If you're passionate, you think you're passionate about this, and 2 years ago you wanted to travel the world. Now, after 2 years, you want to be stationed here, working with young people. It's all up to you. Aspirations can change, okay? So it's not fixed. Okay, so I think in the absence of questions, we can call it a day. Once again, my name is Ashley Agri, and you can find me on LinkedIn as Ashley Agri. And I also do mentoring, coaching on entrepreneurship training as well as training in personal development, personal branding, and also finding your identity as a person, right? So aside here or after the session, you can just connect with me on LinkedIn, just send a message and I'll be sure to answer. It'll be great to connect with you all, okay? Can you mentor me? A humble request. Okay, so kindly just text me, okay? Just follow on LinkedIn or connect with me on LinkedIn and send me a message. Let's talk afterward. Okay. Malta, I believe I've exhausted my time and even more. I hand over the platform to you. Thank you guys once more.
Wow, thank you so much, Miss Ashley. Wow, what an insightful section that we have had with Miss Ashley and FFB. Well, guys, we've come to the end of day 7. This has been a very, very wonderful time. And please, let's go to our Google Classrooms. The videos will be ready there, so you can watch it afterwards. And tomorrow we have another session on how you can build a unique e-profile, and an amazing person will be coming. So let us all come on board tomorrow and have a great time. We are going to learn a lot tomorrow. So the same time, 4 to 6 p.m. And thank you so much for your time. Thank you to our wonderful facilitators once again, Francis and Miss Ashley. And God bless you all. And have a great evening. See you tomorrow.
Manuel, can we have a group picture?
All right. I've already taken some, but then why not? So
we need to see their poses.
all right. So let's quickly, if you can put on your camera, kindly do, and just put on your video. We want to take a group picture. And
Guys, I want to see you, so
yes,
kindly put on your camera so that
Betha Johnson, Betha Malu, Desmond, I can see you. Who again? I can see Gabriel. All right. Miss Warberger, can you put on your camera? I can see Terence. Okay. So it's okay. It's okay. Let me just let's take quickly. Salamatu, I can see you. Hey, Betha Johnson, I see your face. Christian, Francis Arhen, I want to see your face. Okay, Francis. Cephas? Good. Right. Let's take a quick selfie. Please smile, everyone. All right. Let's take another one. Smile. Emmanuel, nice smile, Charlie. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining. God bless you. Thanks for your time.